Hello, Facebook. Felicia Yvette here, director with LimeLight by Alcone. I don't think I'm going to wait for anybody to hop on, but before I get started, I would like to just remind you that this is my story. I can't speak for any other Black woman in this company. I'm going to speak for myself. I'm going to share my challenges. I'm going to share just kind of what makes this, I'm just going to share my experience, and I'm going to be 100% honest, and it's just going to be what it is. This is my hair, all fluffy, but I'm just going to get started. So I joined this company in May of 2016. I had no intentions of building a team. I just wanted to be able to retail things to my clients, and that is all I wanted to do. I definitely was not thinking about a team or any of that stuff, right? So, I would share the opportunity here and there, and I would just say, here's this, I think it would help your business, done. No leadership. I didn't want any responsibility like that, right? So, hi everybody. Thank you. There's a lot of it, you guys. There's a lot. But anyway, so gosh, I think I'm just going to start with kind of like how I grew up and where I came from, because I think that that's important to note for business purposes. I know a lot of people have these large networks and I don't. And I'm going to tell you why. So, I grew up in the hood, and I wasn't really allowed to go outside. And part of me didn't even really I didn't want to go outside. I was the kid who really enjoyed staying in my bedroom and reading books, and nothing has changed. I still love to be at home reading books. So I never really got involved in anything extracurricular. I think I started gymnastics and I didn't follow through. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to read my books, and I wanted everyone to be over there, and I was going to be over here, and that was going to be fine. Hi, everybody. And that kind of continued. I was never popular, 1st grade through 8th grade. I didn't really have many friends. I had one friend here and another friend here, but I never had a group of friends, and I just never had that, And then even moving into high school, I moved into, actually, I'm going to go back to that other part. So I lived in an area, zip code 46218. That's where I grew up. I started in one zip code, and that was also not the best. But then I moved into 46218, which is the most violent zip code in Indianapolis. That is where I grew up. So I wasn't allowed to go outside. If I were going to ride my bike, I couldn't go past the next block. I just couldn't, because my aunt lived on that block, and so she could see me. So I couldn't, I just couldn't go anywhere. I can tell you guys that there was a grandma of one of my neighbors. Her grandson killed her, right across the street from me. And then a few blocks down across this way, there was somebody ran up in the house and killed some children and some mothers, so it was a very rough neighborhood. That's how I grew up. And I also grew up around not so well off people. People didn't have money. My parents didn't have money. My parents didn't grow up with money. My mother had to work 3 jobs to keep me in private school, because she didn't want me to go to the school that I went to, or that I would have been going to if I had just, I don't know if it's the same everywhere else, but I know in Indy, if you live in a certain area, you got to go to a certain school. And so I would have been at school with the people who lived in the neighborhood, and she didn't want that for me. So I went to a school that was in a whole different area. I had to get dropped off every day, so it was harder to make connections with people because I didn't live in the same area as them. Even through high school, I didn't live in that township, so I had to get dropped off 30 minutes away from home to go to school. That's how I grew up. And it was always just kind of hard for me to make connections with people anyway, because I've always been kind of like the old lady, you know, like I just want to be over here by myself. I don't like to party. I don't want to drink prematurely. Like that wasn't me. I wanted to be at home with my homework and my books, you know, like that was me. Closed off Felicia. Like that was me. That's still me, right? Hi, Francis. Hi, Lauren. So moving on into like college, I worked all through college, you know, like I didn't have a traditional college experience. I didn't go to like daytime morning classes. I went to school at night. I went to school after work. You know, I worked a full-time job all the way through college. So I didn't meet those college friends. I didn't do that stuff. I didn't do any extracurriculars in college either. I didn't do that stuff. Even with work, I've been working from home. This is my office. I've been working from home for 11 years now. So I don't have those connections that a lot of people have, even if they're with the company and they work full-time jobs. I don't have that. So that's a little background for me on why it's not so easy for me as just a woman in general, not even a Black woman, but just a woman. I don't have those connections. I don't have a large network. And then the other part of that, which I already talked about, was the people that I do know, my friends, my family, like those people don't really have money. And to be honest with you, I don't think skincare and makeup it's a luxury. It's absolutely a luxury, and they don't really want to spend on it. And if they are going to spend on it, it's probably going to be something that they save up for, something that's popular. That's just how it is. Like everybody wants a Pat McGrath palette, or everybody wants an Urban Decay palette. Why would they come and shop with me? You know what I'm saying? So that's that. And so now I'm going to get into a little bit of the products, because that's, I think that's important to note. So when I started in May of 2016, things were transitioning quite a bit. Like we didn't have eyeshadows yet. The old stuff was leaving and the new stuff was coming. And hi, Ashley. So we didn't have eyeshadows yet. Those were released shortly after I came. We didn't have lipsticks, like actual lipsticks yet. Those were coming. Those came that summer. But I focused on the foundations and the skincare because I felt like that was my angle. I felt like that was kind of where I could kind of get my foot in the door and work that. I really felt like that was all I could do. The lip colors are fine. I'm wearing Candy Apple. I love Candy Apple and Cherry Pie. You guys already know that. And Sugar Plum. Those are like my jams. So those are the ones that I talk about because I know who my audience is. My audience is a Black woman who probably isn't going to spend that much money on makeup. She's going to spend the $18 for a gloss or $20 for an enduring lip color. Or maybe she'll spend the $18 for one of those lip liners that we love, you know? Or maybe she'll spend $20 for mascara. I can't, it's harder for me to talk about other stuff, other colors, because they don't really work for women of color. Hi. So moving on, I'm trying not to lose my train of thought. People are moving around out there. But anyway, do I think this is more difficult for Black women? I'm going to say yes and no. I think it would be easier for me if I had the connections, if I had made all of those connections in the past. I think that would have been easier. I would have been able to ask more people to help me. I honestly feel like that would have made things a whole lot easier. Oh, you understand, Clemisa? I'm glad, because I thought that I should just come here and be 100% honest with you guys about how, here's my bodyguard, friends, about how this makes me feel in my experience with it. So you too, Kenya. Okay, so like I don't, you know what? There's nobody who's a Black woman who's at the top of this company. They are kind of disrespectful. There's nobody who's a Black woman who's at the top of this company, and I don't feel like that's for nothing. I feel like there has to be a reason why that's the case right now. And I don't know like I said in my caption, I don't know every Black woman's story. I know that every Black woman doesn't have the same story as me. I don't really have any friends who are not women of color, you know, aside from LimeLight. I don't. When I was in 6th grade, we had pen pals. Like, I went to a Catholic school, so I went to like an all-black Catholic school. And then there was, I think, a predominantly white, another Catholic school. And so we kind of had pen pals from there. And so I don't really keep in touch with, you know, I don't have any white friends aside from LimeLight. Like, let's just say that. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it like that. I don't have any. So, and I grew up around all black people. You know what I'm saying? So for what we have, I have to be able to give to black people, even though I don't know if they're going to receive it. Does this make sense to you guys? Does this make sense at all? I'm hoping that I'm making sense. Because it's hard for me to get like high sales. I have to really push it, and I have to really step outside of my comfort zone to, I didn't mean to be rude, Megan. I don't know what I said that was rude, but I apologize if I was. Yeah, we don't have any, we don't even have any black executives to my knowledge right now. Executive is one step above where I am right now, where Nicole is right now. And I get a lot of messages. I'll say this. I get a lot of messages from beauty guides who are at the top of the company, you know, and they're sending their downlines to me to ask me how I feel as a woman of color in this company, because they have women of color who are asking them, you know, about this experience as a woman of color. And so I felt like maybe I should come here and talk about it, just to kind of open the discussion. And so I don't have to say the same things over and over and over again. So I don't ever mind helping you guys. You already know, those of you who have reached out to me, like, I'm happy to talk to your people. I'm happy to share my perspective. But anyway, moving on. I'm so sweaty right now. It's not easy to talk about these things, you know. Thanks, Kellyanne. I appreciate that. So, like I was saying before, my friends don't really support me that much. I have a few who buy, you know. I have a few who buy consistently, very few. And I think I can count maybe 5 people in my family have supported me. And I have a pretty large family, you know. Like, my mother, she has 11 siblings, and my dad, he has 5 siblings, and I have all these cousins, and what I've learned is that those are not my customers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can want your family and friends to support you all day long, and this goes for everybody in the company, not even just black women. Like, aside from the fact that these people probably don't have like the money to spend on this stuff, like, this isn't a priority because they have bills and they have kids, you know, and they're just trying to survive. You guys know black women make less money than white women do in corporate America. Like, that's just how it goes. Black people make less money. So they have to preserve their money, you know, and I get it. Like, I totally get it. So I don't expect them to support me. I just don't. I don't expect that from my family, from my friends. Is it a little disheartening sometimes? Yeah, I mean, it is, especially when you see them go out and buy something else, like, and they won't even try your stuff. But I get it. You know, like, I totally get it. Like, you want to fit in, or you saw this thing on Instagram and you really want to try it. Like, I get that stuff. You know what I'm saying? The women of color who are in this company are badass. Oh, thanks, Jade. Oh yeah, Megan, you have been my friend for a long time. You have. But anyway, there they go again. So thank God that we have a CEO who listens, and thank God that we have a CEO who is receptive. So in May of last year, I went to Michelle, who was one of the co-founders of our company, and I said, you know, Michelle, we really need some more stuff. I feel like I can't be successful here with what we have. And I'm going to take responsibility for part of that, because I feel like in some ways, like, I should be out here meeting more people who don't look like me, who might be my target market. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't put that on the product. I can't. However, I did feel like there was a gap. And so that is why I spoke up about it. like some of the foundations, we just needed to fill in some holes, and some of the concealers, we needed to fill in some holes. And the eyeshadows definitely do not work for us. The Lottie colors, thank God, like for those, and the Onyx palette, we have that. But the Feeling is Neutral palette, I can't do anything with that. I can use Antique Bar, and I can use Dial Black and Ready, Jet, Set, Go. And that's about where that stops for me. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that if I was feeling that everybody else would feel, they had to feel the same way. And I don't know if, you know, I know there are some Black women who don't predominantly have Black women as customers. But I felt like I needed to say, you know, hey, we really could use some more stuff. We really could use some more stuff. And so that's when she just kind of gave me the green light, and she said, send me what you want to see. And so what I did was I created a focus group on Facebook, and I threw some women of color into this group, and I said, Michelle's listening to us. She's listening to us, you guys. I need you to tell me what you want to see. So I sent her images, you know, that I wanted to see, things that I wanted to see. And then I sent images from the people in this focus group. I sent those things over to her. And then I didn't really hear much of anything after that. And then of course, I think I told you guys that I went to LimeLight Palooza. That's when the collaboration with Danessa was announced. And that's when Michelle said, you manifested this whole thing because Madison got stuck at the airport with Danessa the same day that you sent that email, which was a really freaking cool story. And so moving forward, like it got quiet again. And then I was like, oh gosh, I don't know what's happening, but I want to make sure that, that she's listening to us. I want to make sure that she's going to give us what we need. And I actually ran into Danessa at the Dallas makeup show. And I said, I need you to really come through for us. we had a whole conversation. Like, she already knew about me, which was crazy. And I had already taken one of her classes anyway, but you know, in those classes, she's always all over the country. She might not have remembered me, but we just had a really good chat. She gave me her contact information. She was like, send me what you want to see. So that was really cool. But then it got quiet again, right? It got really quiet. And so I sent Michelle another email, actually not too long before the announcement a couple of weeks ago. And I told her, I was very honest. I said, I feel like it's really difficult for me to be successful here. You know, I said, you know, as a Black woman, I'm having trouble with my sales, you know, and I don't have, you know, it's harder for me, basically. And I don't remember exactly what I said in that email, but it was coming from like deep down in my gut. So I wanted to be very honest with her. And she wrote me back again with so much grace. This was probably a month ago, maybe a month and a half at the most. And it was beautiful. Like, that relationship that I have with our co-founder is fantastic. I love it. I love that I can just write her and tell her what I'm feeling, or I can send her an email about whatever, and she writes me right back. There was a time I sent her an email and she wrote me back in like 20 minutes, and I was like, what in the world kind of stuff is this? But moving on, I say all that to say, no, we're not where we need to be for women of color as far as our product range goes yet. However, if you are a woman of color and you are considering this opportunity, I am here to tell you that if you're anything like me and your network is mostly women of color, especially women of color who don't come from much money, you're going to have to get really uncomfortable here. You're going to have to. It's going to push you. It's going to stretch you. You're going to have to go out and meet new people. You're going to have to expand your network, period, or you're not going to make it here. And some days I get a little down on myself because I'm like, why can't I, like, what is happening? Why is this so hard? Why can't I, like, why won't my cousins buy anything from me? Or why, like, or my friends, like my Facebook friends, why won't they buy? It's only $20. Like, why won't they do that? But they're buying, like, sometimes it doesn't compute. And sometimes it's really frustrating. But sorry, you guys, that's the, like, alarm. Sometimes that's really frustrating. But the truth is that this is the time to get in. This is the time to get in. You need to find a sponsor who's going to understand. I'm not saying go find a Black woman. I'm not necessarily saying that. However, I think a Black woman would understand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think a Black woman would understand. However, if you just find somebody who's going to help you, and stretch you and push you. And I think you'll be fine as long as you're willing to work. This is not easy. This is not easy. The women with the high sales on my team are not Black women. They're just not. Like, there might be like a little bit sprinkled here and there, but yeah, I mean, the women with the highest sales on my team are not Black women. They're not. And so I'm really hoping that when this Danessa Myricks collection launches and when she comes out with all of these beautiful new things, she's helping to expand our line as well, you guys. I don't know if you knew that, but she is. I'm really praying that kind of helps us a little bit, because this is hard. This is not easy. This is not a get rich quick thing. This is like, you really have to build this thing, and you have to, like, people have to trust you. You know, when I lived in Indianapolis, I was a makeup artist. Like, I'm still a makeup artist, but here I haven't really been working. I haven't. I'll take a couple of clients here and there. Kat Aragon, who's my upline, a celebrity makeup artist, actually handed a celebrity client to me, which was really cool since I've been here, and that was awesome. Yes, Stephanie, feel free to share this video. If anybody feels like this would be helpful to their networks, please feel free to share. I don't mind. I lost my train of thought. I really did, but yeah, I don't remember where I was, but I'm really hoping that all of that stuff helps us and puts us in a better position. To be honest with you, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you should do one-on-ones, Felicia, you should do one-on-ones. Well, here I am in Maryland, in a county that's full of Black people. You know, it's full of Black people. And it's like there's, did somebody ask who Kat was? Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on. But, yeah, like, that's where I live. There's a whole lot of Black people around here, and there are Black people with money. However, I don't feel comfortable saying, like, publicly, hey, you guys, I'm going to offer these free one-on-ones for you to come and, like, see this product, because I don't have product for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I feel like part of me is holding back because I don't have what I need. You know, if I can't, there are certain things that I just can't do. That's why I talk about the skincare as much as I do. Women of color. I know a lot of you guys talk about the skincare too, because that makes more sense for us. It makes more sense for us. Enough stuff for women of color, even as far as the lip colors go. You know, the women who are not Black women or brown girls, I'll say brown girls, because if you're a fair skinned Black woman, you can. But for me, I can't wear all of our, uh-oh, am I back? Okay, I'm back. I can't wear all of our enduring lip colors. I just can't. So I wear like 3 of them, and that's it, you know? So anyway, I am thrilled for what's coming. I'm thrilled for what's coming. If you are a woman of color and you are considering this opportunity, I suggest that you get in here now and you start getting familiar with these products, and you start getting familiar with this culture, and you start making some friends in the company. I'm going to tell you it's not a secret. It's a real thing. The more that you become a part of this community, the better you will do, and the more you will want to be here. And I say that from experience, because I feel like if I had just treated this as something that was something that it was just a thing that I was going to do, and not really like focused on the culture or made friends here or any of that. If I hadn't done that, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in, and I probably wouldn't even want to be here. So if you're a beauty guide and you're not really doing that well, that is one of my suggestions to you. You need to get involved in the culture. Otherwise, this is not going to mean anything to you. It just isn't. And I tell my team that all the time. The people who are doing well on my team are the people who are involved in the team pages, in the corporate pages. You're watching the trainings in the Fempire. Like, all that stuff matters, you guys. Aside from the product is great. Like, the product is coming, and we have a CEO who's listening to us, and we're going to get the stuff eventually. You know, like, all these brands weren't built in a day. Think about, like, NARS. They started with like 4 or 8 or something lipsticks, and that's it. Like, they didn't have something for everybody in the beginning. They just didn't. You know, they didn't. And so get in here now. Get in here now. Before this takes off, we're about to go to freaking Canada, you know, and all these other countries this year and next year. Get in here now. Get in here now. And I say that very sincerely. I don't think that you're going to want to miss out on this. You got to remember where we come from. We come from Alcone. We come from decades and decades and decades of like beautiful makeup history. Like, this is where pro artists go to get all of their goods. And that's our parent company. So we have, you know, a CEO who knows that, and they're not willing to compromise the quality of our product for anything. They'll wait to put something out. We were supposed to have freaking eyeliner pencils already. And she's like, no, we found better ones. We're just going to wait and launch them later. Like, who does that? Nobody does that. Let's see what these comments say. Absolutely, Kendall. People have to be a part of the team. There's so many people like, oh, I don't know. I'm not doing well. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Well, I never see you show up. I never see you show up. So I want to see more women of color showing up. That's what I want to see. I want to see you guys in the face crew. If you're on Kat's team, I want to see you guys in the face crew. I want to see you guys stepping up for trainings. Like, I want to see you guys on the freaking Fempire lives when whatever. Like, I want to see you guys there with me. I can't do this by myself. There's people like Kenya and Nicole, and, you know, thank you guys for being visible, because I sure can't do this by myself. And then, like, Brandy's just starting to step up. I think Brandy can probably tell you that she's seeing a huge difference now that she's starting to get involved, even though she was hiding behind a group at first. But now that she's starting to get involved in the culture, I think that she's starting to feel what so many of us feel here. I think that she would agree with me. Let's see. The people on my team that are doing well are engaged. Absolutely, Kenya. Brandy said a big difference. Yeah. Thank you, Marissa. Am I saying your name right, Marissa? I'm excited too, Stephanie. You're welcome, Anna. Let's see. Me too, Sharonda. I'm excited too. Hi, Crystal. This is you're watching live, Tiffany. Does anybody have any questions for me while I'm here? I'm happy to answer them. I don't want to keep this terribly long, but I wanted to make sure that you guys know that, you know, I'm happy to be a resource for you. You have beautiful brown women here who are with LimeLight on this live video that you can also reach out to. Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate that. Thank you. Love that LimeLight sees the need in the beauty industry for more colors and products favored towards women of color. Me too. Me too. Thanks, Morgan. You talk with your squad every day. What helped you grow with LimeLight? Ooh. I think what I just said. I think being plugged in. I think being plugged in is what helped me grow here. If I didn't feel or get involved in the community aspect of it, I wouldn't care about LimeLight. And be honest with you, like, I'd probably buy the skincare and just use my little discount. But I don't think that I would care as much as I do if I didn't get plugged in. And now I have this freaking brilliant, incredibly talented, amazing team of 80 something people right now. What? And we're a director team, and we're like killing these months, and God willing, I'll be one of the first Black executives in the company soon. Like, that, how amazing would that be? What would a makeup artist that gets why would a makeup artist that get discounts want to join LimeLight? Brandy, it's very simple. Sure, we get discounts for ourselves, but why wouldn't we want to offer this to our customers? Why would we want to keep that? Why we want to keep that to ourselves? Why would we want to do that? I have the foundation brand that we carry. That's what I use in my kit. But it comes in this huge pan with like these tiny little foundations. You know, you can run through that pretty quickly if you're using it consistently. So why wouldn't I want to offer my customer like a large pan of that foundation instead of sending her somewhere else and just say good luck with that salesperson matching you with the foundation? Why wouldn't I want them to have what I just used on them? That makes sense to me as an artist. Don't leave coins on the table, makeup artist. You sell yourself every single time you post a picture of your work. So you are a salesperson, makeup artist. You are a salesperson. You just don't want to sound like a salesperson, but that makes no sense. You're leaving money on the table by not offering what you use. Okay? Here I go fussing. I always end up fussing at people. Let me see. Another cool thing that I love about LimeLight, not only, you know, the foundation, but everything is customizable. So why, like, instead of going out and buying a palette, these lovely palettes that you guys use, right? You use like 2 or 3 colors out of them and that's it. Why don't you use a brand where you can pick the colors that you want and then you can replace them in a palette? That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. If you're a makeup artist and you have clients, I don't understand why you're not here. I have a whole video about that. A whole video that has made people like Cynthia Rose and Morgan Storks join. And they're these freaking incredibly talented makeup artists. Quit leaving coins on the table if you're a makeup artist. Let's see. I think there was another question. Consistency and believing in myself is what helped me and I believe helps a lot. Absolutely, Kendall. You know what the thing is? It's those little steps every single day. Those little mundane tasks that you don't think people are paying attention to. You know, that stuff is what's going to take you far. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're consistently growing your network and you're consistently telling people about these crazy, amazing products that you have, and then you're showing, hello, Candy Apple, this looks amazing. This looks amazing on a woman of color. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. These are like LimeLight eyeshadows right here from the Lottie palette. I'm going to show you because I love it. If I don't love it, I'm not going to talk about it. That's just how I am. And Kat Aragon, whenever she watches this, she'll tell you that when I joined this company, I was looking for something to hate. I was looking for something to hate, you guys, because I was like, there's no way. There's no freaking way that this company has all this crazy, amazing stuff and that everything is good. There's no way. There's no way. But surprisingly, everything is good. There are, of course, the things that don't work for me because I'm a woman of color. I can't use our bronzer. I've said that before. It doesn't do anything for me. I can't use our eyeshadows. It doesn't do anything for me. Personally, I don't use Calm Balm on myself. It doesn't do anything for me. You know what I'm saying? But I have customers who love that stuff. Who love that stuff. And as soon as the freaking brand, like as soon as we expand our line, what in the world, you guys? Get in here. Get in here. The culture here is too amazing not to take advantage of it. I absolutely agree. Like, as somebody who never fit into any group in any school or anywhere, like, these are my people. These are my people. Let's see. Why not offer your clients more? Absolutely. Thank you, Cousin Brian, if you're still here. Hi, David. Let me see. I told my team that I didn't wait to be asked. I just made myself welcome. It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. You just get in here and you just do what you do. Jump into the culture. Get involved in your team pages and you just, like, you run with it, you guys. Don't just join and do nothing. That's not going to do you any favors. Would you say there is a strong sisterhood? Oh, absolutely, Nakima. Yes. Yes. I can't speak for everybody's team pages, but I can tell you that LimeLight stresses collaboration over competition. So I know, like, in my team page, yes, there are like other teams like on my downline. However, we try to come together and help each other. So if somebody's doing an online party, but there's like, she's not an esthetician. Say she's not an esthetician. Well, we have a whole lot of estheticians on my team. So she'll ask an esthetician, hey, can you come help in my party? Simple. Done. Replacing doesn't cost an arm and a leg. True. True, Michelle. You're late to the party. We are absolutely a community. We are. I have 4 people stop me at church today and tell me they love my lives. I had no idea they watched. I love that, Michelle. I love it. It is. It's going to be crazy. Thanks for sharing, Autumn. You use our Liquid Sunshine Body Bronzer on your face. Yes. So that's another thing that we can talk about. There are some things that work for you know, people who are fairer, much fairer, that don't work for me. Like Liquid Sunshine. Like I can't put that on my body. It's like, it doesn't do anything for me. I look a little glowy, but I can use it on my face. Like I can use it here, which I did, to highlight. I can use it for that. So finding other ways, you got to get a little, what's going on here? We allow people to feel welcome here. Yes. Scared money don't make money. What kinds of things does LimeLight have? You just try Unique's makeup and it does not work for you. I'm tired of spending money on crap. That's so good. Becky, we have professional quality products. These are not, what our CEO or one of our CEOs likes to say is that we are not a sales company that went into makeup. We're a makeup company that went into sales. So I'm so sweaty here all the time. So it's professional quality. It's what I wear. It's what I use on my clients. And now consumers have access to it. So we have everything from skincare to makeup, pretty much everything that you would need. Kenya says she looked for people to connect with, and that's how she found me and Yolanda and Deshawn. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're a woman of color and you're watching this video, I'll add you to my focus group if you want. Like, there's a community here for you. There's a couple of groups for women of color here. If you're Hispanic, there's a group for that. There might be multiple groups for that, but there's room for everybody here. But like I said before, my biggest advice would be to get involved. If you're not involved, you're not going to do well here. I don't see that happening. It's not going to matter to you. It's not going to feel, it's just not going to feel as good. You know what I'm saying? I feel like here, you're part of something bigger, part of something greater. But if you're trying to do it by yourself, you won't feel that. Do you use the pressed finishing powder on all? No, Kendall. No. No. To be honest with you, I prefer a colored powder for brown skin women. I'll add you, Clemisa. Will you send me a message so I don't forget? Because I'll forget. Right now, I really love Danessa. Danessa has some powders that I love. I feel like even though it is a colorless powder, it can go gray. It can go gray on brown girls. It can. And so I don't prefer to use it. You can get away with it. I know that like Kat and everyone else, like they'll say you can still use it, and you can. I just don't think that it's the most flattering. I don't. I think brown girls need colored powder. I know that firsthand. I'm getting back to being more involved, and I feel the big, absolutely. You have to get involved here, or it's just not going to feel good to your soul. You're not going to feel what I feel if you don't get in here and get involved. If you're in the face crew, you'll know, like, I help put graphics together for us. Like, I'll hop in there and do a quick tip or a training or something really fast. Like, do that kind of stuff, you guys. You have to do that kind of stuff. Get involved in your team pages. Like, that's a big deal. You're excited to watch this and go back and catch what you've missed. You're married to a black man. Good, Jennifer. Yeah, please watch the replay. I hope that you find this helpful. As women in beauty obsessed women, we share what we wear every day. Why not make it a business? Absolutely. You know, that makes a lot of sense. There are a lot of people in general, not just women of color, who are always posting like, oh, I got this new color pop, like whatever they use. I don't even know. Or I got this new, who's the girl? I can't even keep up with these children, child. I'm old. Who's the Jenner girl? Kylie Line? Is it? That's what it is? I don't even know. I've not used that stuff. I don't want to. Anyway. Like, I don't know that stuff, but I'm just like, why would you not spend $169 and get in here and make a difference? Like, we're in the early stages where you can send a freaking email. Clearly, I'm proof. Hello. You can send an email to the CEO and have this whole thing started. Like, I don't know that she was checking for shades for women of color before me. I don't know that she was. Like when I sent her the original email, all she said was, we have some lip colors coming out. Like, that was it, you know? And so here we are now with this long list of things that are coming out for women of color. And holy crap, you guys, holy crap. If you saw my last live, was that my last live? Maybe the live before last, when I was weeping on here in my bathrobe after I had just watched Madison tell us what's coming. You guys, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, we're getting all this stuff for women of color, and oh my gosh, get in here. Here I go tapping on. When I start tapping on the desk, that's when you know that I'm getting there. I'm starting to fuss at you guys. Yeah, I don't know. I think that there's a sales issue in general. I think people don't want to be thought of as sales people, and that's fine. But you know what? Sales is not a bad word. We get sold to every day, every single day. There's billboards, there's commercials, there's like you're buying that stuff anyway. When you walk through the mall, there's still ads there, right? Am I right? You walk through the beauty department in Nordstrom, which I love to do because I love the beauty department. I love the beauty department. I'll go there all the time. Saks, Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's, like that's where I would live if I could. I would live there. But all that stuff is an ad. Everything's an ad. Those beautiful pictures where you're like, oh, what's on her skin? That's an ad. They're selling to you, you guys. So why not be an ad for yourself? Felicia, oh, your skin looks so good. What is that? I don't have to be like, hey, you guys, this is my foundation. Like, you don't have to do that. You just show up, you tell people what you have, and you be a resource for them, and you solve people's problems. That's what you do. It doesn't have to be a bad word. Yes, Becky, we carry darker shades of foundation. Yes, and we have new shades coming soon. But for now, we still have a nice range of foundation shades, and it goes very, very, very deep. Very deep. We're just going to fill in some holes. Sales is about providing a solution. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think we would be as successful on a global scale. We would do so many women a disservice. I don't understand. Why wouldn't we be as successful on a global scale? You mean right now with the current products, or you mean after we get the other products? Thank you, Jess. Let me scroll. I'm scrolling. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anything. People also think you can't love other brands too. True. No, I'm a beauty lover. Like, I'm a makeup artist first and foremost. I've been an artist my whole life. Like, I used to draw things. I love color. I love playing with different textures. That's just me. I bought the new Pat McGrath Decadence palette. Is that what it's called? The Decadence. I haven't played with it yet, and I've had it for a couple of weeks, but I have it. You know, I still buy my other professional brands. I'll tell you guys in a heartbeat. I love Senna Cosmetics brow pencils. I freaking love them. I freaking love them. I love Viseart eyeshadow palettes. I love that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'll share that with my network. You guys can still do that. You don't have to be 100% like all LimeLight everything. I'm not. I'm just not. I love it. I love it. I'm going to talk about it all day long if I want to. But I'm still going to use other stuff. I'm still going to. I don't only use LimeLight skincare. But you know what the cool thing about LimeLight skincare is? It plays so well with other brands. So I can still use, I love Clarins Double Serum. It costs a whole lot of money. It costs like $100 and something for the bottle. But I love that serum. I love it. I love it. Like Sotox is our serum. That's like natural Botox. I freaking adore that serum. However, if I have a little bit of a breakout, I don't like to use Sotox because that mushroom extract doesn't play well. So I go to my Clarins Double Serum in those cases, and it still works with the rest of my skincare. Okay? There's 38 people watching. You guys have any questions for me? You buy what you like and you share it. That's what we're here for. We're not here to be like, here, buy all LimeLight everything. I would never say that to anybody. I would never say that to anybody. I'm always going to say, if I have something for you, I'm going to share it with you. If I think there's something that will work better for you, here you go. Like, I know about a lot of brands. I do. I spend a lot of time at the mall, in those beauty departments. That's what I do. I'll tell you if I think something would work better. We don't have like a perfect like transition shade for women of color, like for that crease, that reddish brown. We don't have that. So I'll tell everybody, go to Rocky's website and get this shade. I'll tell you that. I don't care. But the fact of the matter is, we have all of this other freaking incredible stuff that so many people are sleeping on, and people make so many excuses for not being a part of this, and it makes absolutely no sense to me, because what is $169? What is that? A steak dinner. I say that all the time. I would spend more than that on a steak dinner. Speaking of a steak dinner, there was a really delicious place back in Indy called Eddie Merlot's, and they had this one that was like a ribeye, a bourbon ribeye. Oh my gosh. But every time I went there, I would buy that, and I would buy a whole bottle of wine because they had this really good Malbec that I love. You know, that's over $169 when you're done with it. So why don't you just buy a freaking kit that's worth almost $400? Get involved in the culture here. Share this freaking incredible stuff with your network and make some money. You make it right back. I got real hungry just a second ago talking about that stuff. I got really hungry. It just doesn't make sense to me, especially why pro artists are not doing this. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. How long have you been with LimeLight? I joined LimeLight in May of 2016. So like 20 months-ish. 20 months or so. Yeah, that's how long I've been. My stomach's growling now. I'm so hungry after talking about a bourbon ribeye. It's a bone in. You know when the bone is in, it tastes so good. Oh my gosh. Any other questions for me before I go? But feel free to leave them in the comments if you have any. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. If you're interested in joining, please get with your beauty guide. If you don't have one, feel free to hit my inbox. I'm happy to help you. And if I'm not a good fit for you as a sponsor, then look around. Like, there's beauty guides everywhere. You can search and find one, but I'm more than happy to help anybody who doesn't already have someone to talk to. Thank you, Kendall. I'm wearing Candy Apple from LimeLight by Alcone. All right, I'm gonna go. Oh, any tips on recruiting? Be yourself. That's it. That's all I got. Be yourself. People join you. People join you. It's not like a scam. It's not like I have to have a certain tactic to do something. No, just be yourself. People are going to come to you based on who you are. You know, I think that people join my team because they want to be, a part of my team. You attract, your energy will attract your people. Your vibe attracts your tribe, right? That's what they say. So be yourself. Be yourself. And I'm looking forward to attracting more people. My team has a really beautiful energy, and I feel like part of that has to do with me. Like, I'm the leader of the keys. And I try to make sure that my headspace is always clear. Shout out to my therapist. But we have such a good team. We do. We really do. Be yourself. That's all I got. There is no other tip that I could give you. There is no other tip that I could give you. Be very genuine. Be honest about your feelings about this company. If you love it, share it. If you love it, share it. Period. You are the bomb. Black is beautiful. Oh, thank you. I need to go and deal with my situation here, child. It's getting fluffier by the moment. Thank you, Trina. Oh, it's definitely gotten bigger since I came on here. All right, you guys. I'm going to go. Please feel free to share this video if you found it helpful. Women of color, Black women, don't be afraid to hop in here. Maybe we don't have what you need right now, but we're about to. If you have any reservations, you can ask me. I can totally ask me. So I know it's been hours and already we're here. That's why I keep my twists in. Otherwise we have a situation. So anyway, have a good, I don't even know what time it is. Have a good evening. I hope that you have really delicious snacks today. If you're going to a corporate job tomorrow, woosah. It's going to be fine, but join LimeLight so you can make some extra money. And you don't have to work that job soon. That's my goal anyway. All right. I love you guys. Bye.